Hey everyone, and welcome back to Book Club Companion. Today we are discussing Chapter 2 of Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. First, I'll do a recap of the events of this chapter, followed by a deep dive explaining some of the major themes at play. As always, this is a chapter-by-chapter journey. That means no spoilers for future chapters or books. We're all in this together, experiencing Violet's story as it unfolds. So let's keep that comment section spoiler-free. Are you ready? Let's dive back into the grim world of Basgiath. Chapter 2 picks up right where the first left off. Violet Sorrengail is on that infamous parapet, staring down the abyss. She feels terrified and completely exhausted. Her body wants to give up, yet she pushes forward. She focuses on her father's memory, his quiet strength, and the life in the archives she always envisioned. This gives her the small boost she needs. The wind howls, the rain lashes, and her body protests every single move. But Violet crosses that perilous bridge. She is now officially in the Riders Quadrant. This means she cleared the first impossible hurdle. The War College's overwhelming scale continues to dominate her experience. The fortress interiors are vast, cold, and echoing. Violet quickly receives her room assignment, settling into a small Spartan space. She shares this room with her new acquaintance, Rhiannon, whose practical kindness offers a small beacon of humanity in this brutal place. They navigate the maze of hallways, the overwhelming number of cadets, and the grim atmosphere together. Everyone seems stronger, more suited to this life. Then we encounter Dain Aetos. Dain is a tall, strong cadet with kind, deep blue eyes and soft brown hair. He's known for his remarkable memory. He and Violet grew up together, their families are close, and he has always been incredibly protective of her. He's also the son of a high-ranking general, like Violet. Dain immediately rushes to Violet, pulling her into a tight hug. His initial reaction is immense relief and concern. However, this quickly shifts to a familiar anxiety. He immediately urges her to find an exit and quit the Riders Quadrant. He genuinely believes she cannot survive this path. While his concern comes from a place of genuine care, it also highlights his constant underestimation of Violet's inner strength. His overprotective nature, though well-intentioned, feels suffocating to Violet, especially now that she's fighting for her independence. Dain's reaction, specifically his insistence that Violet should still quit, creates immediate tension. He sees her inherent weakness, not her bravery in crossing the parapet. Violet pushes back, firmly telling him she's staying. She emphasizes that her mother sent her here, and she will not give up. This conversation reinforces Violet's central struggle. She must prove her capability, not just to others, but to herself. We are then introduced to the various quadrants within the War College: the Riders, Scribes, Healers, and Infantry. Violet's original path was the Scribe Quadrant, a place of safety and knowledge. Now she's in the deadliest. The rules of Basgiath are stark: survival of the fittest, brutal culling, and no room for weakness. Every day presents a test, every interaction a potential threat. We get a clear sense of the strict hierarchy, the intense competitive nature, and the sheer volume of cadets, many of whom will not live to see graduation. And on top of all that, the constant underlying threat of the dragons themselves, even unseen, hangs heavy in the air. Their immense power and unpredictability add another layer of danger to an already lethal environment. The day culminates in the welcoming feast, a seemingly celebratory event that quickly turns chilling. The first years are introduced, a massive group of hopefuls who have survived conscription day, but many of whom will not survive the year. The atmosphere is tense, filled with uneasy anticipation. And then, Xaden Riorson's name is called again, confirming his position as a powerful, dangerous force within the college. His presence casts a long shadow over Violet, reminding her of the deeply personal vendetta he harbors. The feast underscores a stark reality. Survival here means navigating not just physical dangers, but complex, dangerous human relationships. The chapter ends with Violet grappling with the true weight of her situation, surrounded by enemies and uncertain allies, knowing that her fight for survival has only just begun. The first theme this chapter tackles is that real courage isn't always obvious. For Violet, being brave doesn't mean she's big or strong or fearless. It means she takes just one more step when her whole body is screaming for her to stop. Walking across that scary bridge, the parapet, isn't about being tough physically. It's about pure, raw stubbornness and inner drive. This really defines who Violet is. Her strength comes from her ability to keep going, even when things are incredibly hard, not from how strong her muscles are. When Dain tells her to quit and she refuses, that's another huge moment of courage. She chooses to face her fears head on, even when people who care about her think she's too weak. It reminds us that real courage often looks like quiet determination. It's about showing up every single day, even when you're scared, and deciding to keep pushing forward. This chapter also strongly explores the idea of doing what you want, even when others expect something different. Violet ends up at Basgiath because her mom forces her. She didn't choose this, but when she decides to stay, refusing Dain's offer to leave, she starts taking control of her own story. She might be there because of someone else's decision, but her choice to stick it out is all hers. Dain, even though he loves her, plays a part in the struggle. His worry comes from a place of caring for her, but it also shows he doesn't really see her full potential. His constant advice for her to quit, while loving, actually ignores her growing toughness. This is a common challenge for many of us. How do we follow our own path when the people we love have different ideas for our lives? How do we break away from expectations to create our own destiny? Finally, Chapter 2 makes it terrifyingly clear that Basgiath is a place where every single moment is a test, and failure means death. We saw this brutally with Dylan on the parapet. His fall was swift and final. This isn't a normal school where you can retake a test or try again next semester. The rules here are absolute. If you mess up, or if you're not strong enough, you're eliminated. And eliminated often means you die. This creates an incredibly high-stakes environment where every single move, every decision, carries immense weight. There's no room for error, no mercy for weakness. It forces everyone, especially Violet, to either adapt quickly or perish. It makes us ask, how does a person function under such constant, unforgiving pressure? If you're enjoying these breakdowns and want to continue dissecting the fourth wing with us, make sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next chapter analysis. And if you haven't started reading or want to pick up a physical copy after our discussion, check out the links in the description below. You can grab the book or sign up for a free Audible subscription to listen along. Your support helps this channel continue to bring you more book club companions. Thanks so much for hanging out and talking books today. Until our next discussion, happy reading, and may your journeys through new worlds be ever insightful.